Hi guys, Jason Smith here, down at Bury Golf Range in Suffolk. Welcome to the winter. I did try and get these videos done a lot sooner, but because of the global situation, I didn't get my samples in time. So, apologies for my subscribers that are looking forward to this, and so was I, but it is here now. So, anyway, I've just done the Ping G425 iron, so if you want to have a look at that one, obviously, little card up there, click at that one. Then come back and watch this. Driver, Ping G425, 3 of them. You've got the Max, which is going to be basically that everybody's going to gravitate to, within reason. When I say everybody, most people. It's the most forgiving one. It's the one that's going to be suited within reason for most people. Then you've got the SF Tech, which is going to be suited for the people which have a unhealthy relationship with that hand side of the golf course, the right hand side for a right-hander, and of course, that way for a lefty. Anyway, and then you've got this one, the LS Tech, the one that, if anything, this is one that I'm going to gravitate to the most. It's a low spin head. And generally speaking, I want low spin because I've got speed, I produce quite a lot of dynamic loft, I hit up on it, and controlling spin is the main thing for me to control maximum distance. And this is what I like the most. Comes in 2 heads, I think the 9 and 10.5. I've got this in the 9. I've got this at the moment in the Rogue, what is this, a 70 stiff thing? Yeah, doesn't matter. I will do the test though. When I do the test, I'm going to do it in the CK series Orange. Because for some reason, and I'm generally speaking not shaft sensitive when it comes to these things, but I just get on with that much better than I do anything else. So if it works, let's stick with it. And again, loft is whacked as low as it goes. It's down to 7.5 because obviously this little changeable neck does flat settings as well, but it also goes up by 1 and 1.5 and then down by 1 and 1.5 as well. So we hit a few shots with this, and we'll talk about the tech as we're going along, because down by the ball, this is a smaller head size. It's 445, not the 460, like all the other kids are, and most drivers are nowadays. So with 445, they can position the centre of gravity slightly closer to the face and make it lower spin and all that. Let's give it a hit, because I like these ones. Oh, I love this club. It's going to be something that I would use. Where's that tee gone? Oh, I would use this over the Maul. The Max for me will be just too short. We'll go straight towards target. That's a bit left, by the way. But it's going to be a bit short because it's too much spin. This is going to be the one that I like. Now, it's gone a bit left. I have found, generally speaking, that all of these Pings, all the woods anyway, when it comes to the drivers, they want to go a little bit left for me. Now, these are quite upright when it comes to the lie angles. So if you imagine I'm producing whatever I'm producing in dynamic loft, that loft is then looking a bit left with the light up. Yeah, all that lot. I could explain in more detail, but yeah. Right, let's try and get another one going. Different on the top, by the way. The Dragonfly has been refined. It's nowhere near now as visible. Where's that tee gone? That flies around. The feel. Right. The G30, the last Ping that I had, the LS Tech, was loud. It was a titanium head, bang, and it made it, you knew you were hitting a Ping. That is gone, but it's now refined into something which is a lot more... It's not carbon sound, doesn't sound like a carbon head. It's not like duh that you get from a lot of the carbon stuff. This is, how do you explain it? It's loud, it is loud, you do know you're hitting it, but it's quite a satisfying loud. I do quite like this one. Inside it's got little ribs to change the sound. What difference it makes, I don't know, but let's go hit another one. I like this. I reckon I could get some really, really good numbers from this. Really, really do. Where's that tee gone? These tees fly around. I don't like how long this is. So standard shaft length for this is down there. And I'll be honest, I don't like how long they are. First thing I do with drivers, generally speaking, is cut them down a little bit. Swing rate them, obviously, but cut them down a little bit. I don't like something 45 inches and more. I'm in the 44s a lot of the time. But yeah, I do. This is out of all of them, this is the one that I'm going to be liking the most. Cool. That little track at the back. Let's have a little quick chat about that track at the back. The little weight, which we all talk about. That little weight on the back this year of the old LST. Before, it was sort of shoved a bit further forward. Now, obviously, because of the 445 head length, they've been able to shift CG close to the face anyway, and then keep this little thing on the back that the Max has got. And it's not as heavy as the Max, this little weight, something like a 12 gram lump, I think it is on the back of this, but it can move from fade to draw. And generally speaking, yeah, you'll have to map different people if the placement of this weight changes release points and all that lot. But what it can do, it can affect where you strike on the face, how much gearing, and we could go into a video about what gearing and what gear effect and that lot does, but effectively, if you hit it in line with where the place of that weight is more an efficient strike, and if you hit away from that, you get gearing, either fade or draw. But yeah, we'll get into that. But that's quite a good little idea, that, because that means now you can, finally, you can dial it in, where you couldn't before, which I'm really encouraged from the point of view of fitting. Right, let's give this one a whack. The problem with heads when it comes to pings, especially the driver heads, out of all the manufacturers, they're the heaviest heads of the lot. And because they're the heaviest heads, because they're the most forgiving heads, which is good, the LST is obviously quite forgiving for a low spin head, but the head is heavy. By making the head heavy, you can't swing it as fast. So most, if not all of the shafts that Ping do are counterbalanced, especially the one I'm going to be testing. We'll do the full testing in a little bit. Because I want to be hit. I'll see if I want to. I'll do two data sets. When I go in there, we'll do two. We'll go hit one, where normal speed, normal effort, and then we'll do long dog one. So let's just give this one a little bit more of a hit. Oh yeah, that's launching. That's really straight as well. I like this. I do. Where'd that T go? Back there somewhere. Right, let's go hit this a bunch of times, and we're going to do two data sets, because I want to see how this does, obviously, normally, when I'm putting my normal amount of effort involved, and then I'm going to go give it, like, the beans, like proper long drive. Let's go give that swing speed up a little bit and really let it go, and let's see how far this thing can go. But let's go hit some premium balls, not the old range balls we are. Let's go see how it performs. Right, boys and girls, now in the custom fitness studio after hitting a load of shots. Now, there's a funny side to this. Before we get to the club head data side of things, I would go do the ball data as normal, but there was a slight issue, and that issue was the fact that I like to say that I was hitting it that hard that one of the dots of the face come off through being scared of travelling so fast. It just wasn't a properly secured dot. So if you go to the when we go to the club head side, you'll see that there's lots and lots of dashes. Well, that's because one of the dots fell off and I didn't realise. Sorry. So two data sets. One, normal shots, normal speed, no effort to make it go to the moon and go as hard as and fast it can do. This is just normal. So, right, let's go ball data first. On average, 160 miles an hour, launching at 14.1. Spin down now at 1964. Under 2,000. That is what is going to be necessarily the one that I need to try and control how far they go. The problem is when they spin too much, it goes up and then doesn't go forward. I also do have to be careful about low spinners, because sometimes if I try and pop that spin too low, if I misstrike it, they can duck out the sky, but yeah, and cost yourself distance that way. Obviously, going back to what we were saying about launching well with the lower spin, is now only peaking height at 36, but its descent angle is 37.4. Under 40 degrees, guys, with the driver is going to give you some roll, and that's what you want. You want, obviously, maximum carry, but you want some bounce the other side and roll. Although you're not going to get nothing this time of year unless the fairway's frozen. Then you'll get plenty of bounce and roll. So, on average, 285. This golf club, LST, is performing as good as everything else out there. Now, Ping do it a different way. Would I say this, that the LST is any more forgiving than any other manufacturer's low spin option? It's difficult to say in one session. I would have to do many different sessions of hitting On the face of things, generally speaking, yes. I would have to say that at the moment, on this test only, I would feel that I'm hitting less offline, but then I could be just having a very, very good day. Human beings change daily. Some days you hit everything out to the right, everything out to the left, straight. Yeah, that's the whole idea of being human. So I'd have to do this test a few more times. But good, decent distance, and because of that lower spin, it's running out to 314 yards on average. Let's go the club head data on it. Again, sorry about the dot come off. So on average 110.1. I did, again, we got one of those ones, probably 3 up there, 105.9. That was a misread. So I've actually disabled that one from so you can actually see 110, which is slower than my normal 113. Why is it slower? It's a ping. Ping have heavy heads, and even with the counterbalance shaft, I tested the Tensai Orange in it, so it's counterbalanced, but even so, I can't get the club head speed as a normal effort up to my normal 113. But with an average efficiency of 1.44, you haven't got a problem with ball speed the other end. Heavier heads have no problem with propelling that ball at the same speed that a lighter one does. On average, 0.4, 0.6 when it comes to delivery, again, 0.0. 12 mil toe and 1 mil low. So I'm a bit toey when it comes to this, but again, generally speaking, when it comes to low spin drivers, I do start gravitating towards the toe because it does, toey helps move the ball to the left and also takes spin off a little bit for the ultimate bomb. That's what I end up doing with a low spin driver. Let's go over to the other data set that I like to talk about because it's going to be the hugely long one. Right, ball data, 164.4, launching in 14.3 and spinning at 19.47, so 1947, 1947, 1947, whichever way you want to say it. So basically exactly the same as what I was doing beforehand. I'm just now propelling the golf ball effectively just over 4 miles an hour faster through the air. Which means now, okay, because of that, it's now peaking up now at 39 yards high and then descending at 38.5. But the carry, on average, 298. 298. This thing in long dog mode, as in basically me just swinging out my boots, has the potential to be massive. Absolutely massive. You can see there on that data set how many shots I've got carrying at 300 or over. 307. Rah. But then again, you can also see a 283 when I mishit it. That's what happens. You're penalised when you misstrike. Let's go over to the club head data side of things because you want to be seeing that. 110 on average normally. This one, 114. So where I would normally be swinging, another golf club, another manufacturer's golf club, I would say 116, 117 miles an hour or so, maybe up to 118. I'm averaging 114. Again, heavier head. Still 1.44 efficiency, so still decent efficiency. 7 up, 0.9, 0.7 kept delivery, and I think was it 12 mil toe and then 5 mil low. Very difficult to see on the screen, but yeah, slightly low. Strike within a couple of mil, no different to before. It's just the added speed that I've put in that has basically propelled that golf ball to 298. Yeah, this thing is mental. It is crazy, crazy good. I mean, I've got the comparison now up on the screen there that you can see for ball data and club data, and within a slight difference in dynamic loft by 1.5 degrees, it's the ball speed that is the biggest difference. Efficiency is exactly the same, spin's exactly the same, launch is exactly the same. Everything else is basically exactly the same, and you can see by the dispersion patterns on the ball data there. You could probably, I don't know which one you'd argue which I should do more of. They're both missing left. I like having that extra bit in the old tank if I need to, if I'm, well, confident that day. So, yeah, I'm expecting necessarily to the LS Tech for people that it's going to be for a very select type of golfer, the LS Tech. If you're someone who's got a lot of speed and necessarily who struggles with keeping spin off the golf ball to try and maximise distance, then I would say LS Tech is definitely something that you should go test. However, if you're an amateur golfer that hasn't got a very fast swing speed, that basically just spins the golf ball too much because of your swing dynamics, just getting a low spin driver is not the key. The key here is getting your swing correct, because it's the swing which is causing the problem in spin, not necessarily speed. Those two are completely different, completely separate, and they should be potentially treated completely differently. So yeah, swing, get your swing sorted out. Speed, potentially you can get custom fit into something which can control it, which will then show potentially a massive change or a massive difference. So anyway, hope you liked the video. If you did, click the old like button below, little one like that. Looks like that. Go on, click it. There you go. Next to it, if you can, red button, subscribe. Do me a favour. Yep. Next to it though, there's a little bell icon. If you click that one, that'll let you know next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well, and we'll see you again soon.